Hello, hello. Let me just check whether my audio is audible or not. Hello, hello. Oh, yeah. No, it's fine. Let me just check whether my audio is audible or not. So, hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. In the previous video, we created basic stuffs in this application. We created our goal screen, aid screen, hide screen, and everything. Okay. So, what was left was we were supposed to do two screens. In that, let me show you. The first screen which we were supposed to add was this wait screen. Okay. And right after this wait screen, I asked you guys to create this activity level screen. I hope everybody have done that. Okay. The code is available here. Let me just show you until the simulator is getting started. Okay. So I hope all of this has been completed this session. A3, age, height, goal, and every routes page, everything was added into it. Okay. So let me see that you guys have code. Let's do one thing. Let's begin with this one. Let me just firstly run this file so that we will be understanding what all things are left right now. Okay. So we'll go to the main dot and let's hit run here. Okay. So we'll just give it a minute or so to run properly. Okay. Until that particular time, what we are supposed to do is we will be checking out the code that everything works seamlessly. Age, gender, goal, height, and onboarding. Okay. Now inside this screens, we need one that is weight. So I'm gonna write weight screen. Okay. And similarly, inside this, we will be adding weight screen dot add. Okay. This weight screen has been created. Then inside the screen, we want one more page that is activity level. So I'm gonna create activity level screen. Okay, activity level screen, and inside that we will be again having the same file. So activity level screen. Got that. Okay. So this part has been done. Now let me start this. So inside this we have this get started page. Then you have this males and females. Then how old are you? And the height page and the goal page, and after this goal page we have this activity level page which I asked you guys to do it. Okay, I hope everybody might have done it. If not, we will be creating a quick output from it. So yeah, let me just go to the goal screen and I'll just copy all of it. Okay, so I have copied the goal screen and I'm gonna hold alt here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so I'm just gonna rename it real quick. I'm going to rename it as activity level page. Okay, so as soon as I will enter this activity level page inside that, let me just go to the code, and here what have we have rookie, beginner, intermediate, advanced, true, beast. Okay, so let's start with that. So I'll enter that here. Rookie, intermediate, beginner, intermediate, advanced, pro, and after that I'll enter true beast. Okay, true athlete. Okay, so we have just basically created our own activity level page. Let me go to the main.dart file and we'll check whether the code works or not. Okay, so let me close this out, and yeah, inside this main.dart I'll enter our activity level page. So activity level page, and let's restart. Performing a restart, and yeah, now you can see that we are having rookie, beginner, intermediate, pro, true athlete, right? Yeah, heading was also supposed to be changed. So inside that, I'll write, uh, what is your activity level? So what is your activity level? Like that, okay? So let me hit what is your activity level. Now you can see that we are getting this proper. This helps us to create a personalized plan for you. And inside that, how many have we have? We have one, two, three, four, five, six. Okay, so it should technically be right after this three one. What is your activity level? Intermediate, pro, beginners, advanced, right? So yeah, that's it. Let's just remove this true athlete from there and we'll hit reload. Okay. Now, if you will open it, you will be redirected to this intermediate page and which looks perfectly fine, right? Let's just format the code and yeah, our activity page now looks much better and even working fine. Okay. So let me just hold this out here. And similarly, let's now understand what all things we need to work on our weight screen. This weight screen which we have right here. So this weight screen has our basic title, heading, and everything. Okay. So let's go to that part and import Flutter package material.dart, and inside this material.dart, firstly I need this detail page button and detail title button, right? Now let's create a stateful widget. So stateful widget will be what? In this widget we are going to store few things. Weight page. Okay. So let's create a weight page. And the code will be as simple as all of them, the ones which we have already created. Okay. So inside this, what we have our very basic weight screen here. Let me go here. Inside this, we have detail asking weight. Okay. So every weight screen will be started by implementing a basic scaffold here. So I'll add a scaffold. Inside this scaffold, we are going to add a basic file. The scaffold will be having few inputs in it, that is a background color. So background color will be colors.black, and right after this background color we have the width. Okay, so width you can ask like media query dot of context dot width, anything like that. So let me do one thing, let me create a body, and inside this body I'm going to create a container. Okay, now this container will be storing all these things. Firstly I'll ask this size, and right after this what I'm going to do, inside this I'm going to provide the width. So width will be size.width and height will be size.height. Okay, these are things I'll provide. And right after that, you can give some paddings as well, like from top, left, right, according to you. Yeah, but it should be symmetric. Okay. And after that, let's add child to the container. And that child will be obviously a column. Okay. Now this column will take few things. The first is children. Now this children will be having some of the data in it. So let me add const here, and inside this children we will be having some of the things. The first is detail page title. Okay, now this detail page title has few things in it. Okay, now what is your weight? This helps us to create a personalized plan for you and all these things, same old repeated things. But I'll change this to, you can change this later in the settings. Okay, and let's do one thing, let's add this weight page here. So weight page, and let me just comment it, remove the comment here. Okay, so activity. Okay, so what we have done, we have even added the routes as well, and we are now going to reload. Yeah, now you can see what is your weight. You can later change this in the settings, right? So now weight screen looks fine. And right after this weight screen, you need to provide a basic spacer. And right after the spacer, you're going to ask the detailed text page. Okay, so yeah, the detailed text page will be having some on-tap functions that is currently not present here. Let's do one thing. Let's add empty data into it. Okay, so yeah, we will be having some empty files and I'm gonna store that here. So let's give this on tap what you do navigator dot push context and do something something. Okay, for that let's just remove this const from there and yeah, now it's fine. Okay, let's hit yeah. So now you can see that we are getting a back and the next button perfect and fine, right? So the buttons has been aligned. Now what is left? The container or the list that we were till now using is going to be used again. Okay. So what we need, we firstly need to give it a little size box here. Size box will make sure that we get a little gap between these headings. So let's give it a size box and the height will be 0.55 something. Okay. And right after this size box, I want to create this list over there. So what I'm gonna add list wheel, list wheel, scroll view. Okay. We can use that same old one which we were using till now, but it will be not worth it because we want to flip it out, we want to reuse it again and again. So yeah, that's gonna create some errors. So let's add the list view. Okay. So inside that, what you have item extent. So inside this item extent, you have to give the size of the item extent. So size dot height dot something into some value. Take the some amount of percentage from the height. So what we are going to add 0.036 over there. Okay, let's give it 0.06 right there. And yeah, great. Let's continue with that. So height has been given. Now inside this children, we will be specifying some of the things that we need. Okay, so we again want that it should be having the lists. So we will be giving some lists into that. Okay. Now, currently, let's just remove that children from there, and we have few things to be input in that. So what we have inside this list view, we have certain things. The first one is physics, what physics you need. So we'll add a basic physics there. So physics will be a fixed intent scroll physics. Okay, this will make sure that we are getting a proper input into it. Let me check whether my video is working fine or not. Yeah, okay. So inside that we have given some fixed physics, and right after that you need to make sure that this is constant. And in this, what we are firstly trying to use, we are going to use a list. Okay. So what I'll do, I'll go here and inside this, we are going to add a basic double. Okay, so I'll add a double here. Inside that double, we are going to use a selected weight. So double. Okay. Inside this double, I'm gonna write weight equals to 60. Okay. And 60.0. This is what our default weight. Okay. And let me firstly give you an example here. Convert to stateless. Okay. We'll cut that from there and we'll just use it right here. Not that. This one. Okay. Okay. So now we have given a weight and everything. So what we want is we want that this weight should be shown here. So let me do one thing. Let me give you the weight. Okay. So we'll add a weight into this. I'm gonna write text. And inside this text, we are going to write the weight which we have used. So dollar selected weight. So inside dollar, I'm gonna add the selected weight. So what is the name I have given? Weight. Okay, so dollar weight. And after this weight, I need to add a kg. That's it. And right after this, I'm gonna give some basic styling that colors dot white, x color dot something something. Okay. So color will be are the primary colors that we have already specified. So primary color. Okay. And the text size should font size should be also responsive. So I'm gonna add size dot height dot 0.04 or 0.5 and the text will be bold. Okay. Let me just comment this for now to remove this error. And okay, wait, page state is not type. Sorry. So what happened here is types is not a subtype of state full widget. Okay, where exactly we have the state. Okay, so what we have done, we have initially removed that state full widget. We have converted that state full widget into stateless widget, right? So we need to make sure to restart our application so that the error which we are facing will be resolved. Okay. So as soon as we will restart it, we won't be getting that error again. Okay. It's just taking a minute or so to just run it. Okay. Let me show you how exactly it's gonna look. Okay. So currently you can see that we have 60 kgs as our default weight. Okay. And now what we need to create that scroller as well, right? So let's add that scroller, and inside this scroller, we are going to ask few things. Firstly, let me give our height, same height here, but and yeah, so we will give a little gap, and right after this gap, we will be creating our list wheel scroll. Okay. Now this list wheel scroll view takes children here. So inside this children, you have to give them a certain list or anything which should be represented in it. Okay. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give him list the levels which we were using, right? So maps and levels and everything. So firstly, let's create an empty list. Okay. So here we come, and inside that we are going to create a list which will be storing our string. Okay. And right after this string, I'm gonna store levels. Okay. I'm gonna name this as levels, and this is a default basic name. Okay. So we have created a name list, and this list we want to be represented or printed here. So I'm gonna write levels. Okay. So levels dot map. Okay. And inside that, we are going to call each individual element as level. Okay. And we want this to print out. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna return text. Okay. So I'm gonna return the text, and inside this text, I'm gonna print this level also with what? With some basic stylings and everything. Okay. And why are we facing error? Iterable text cannot be assigned to the parameter type widget. Okay. So it says that the parameter should cannot be assigned to the list. So we will convert that into lists. Okay. So let me give it like that. And after this, we are going to give a basic text styling. So the colors will be primary color. I want that primary color should be there here. Okay, so let's give it a primary color. And after this primary color, we are going to also give the font to be bold. And the font size should be check. Wait, let me go here and reload it. Render flex infinity pixel at the bottom. Okay, so it's basically taking all the pixels. This list which we have created, it's taking the pixels all the way down. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna wrap this into a sized box. Okay, and now we will specify some height to this sized box. In our case, let's give it 0.04. And now if we will see, it's not going to give us error. Okay. But currently our list does not have anything here, right? So what we will do, we will create a loop here. And inside this loop, we will store the data. Okay. So yeah. Now you can see that 30, 40, 50 something. So I want it to be z from 5. Okay. So let's reload. Yeah. Now we can see 5, 6, 7, 8, something, something, something we have. Now we need to make sure to give some stylings to our list. Okay, so let me first format it. And right after this, we have certain inputs that we need to enter here. The first one being is the magnification. This the magnification will give 1.1 something. Okay, and right after this magnification, we use magnifier true. So as soon as the element will be selected, it should be visible. And right after that, we also need to make sure that we get opacity. So I'll write over and under center opacity. So we'll give an opacity of 0.5. Let's reload. Yeah, now you can see that we are getting some opacity here. Yeah, it looks good. Let's give it 0.1.12. Okay. And also we need to make sure that there is certain gap between them, right? So we have to make sure that the gap is properly there in it. Okay. So now we are getting the data, but this data is not changing as soon as we are going to use this. So right here is the difference between a stateless widget and a stateful widget, right? We want that as soon as the state is changing, we want to show that this weight is also getting changed. Okay. Like here we have a property called on selected items changed. Okay, so inside that we have to make sure to give it an index which is changing up there. And right after this index, I'm gonna add this weight into it. Okay, so as soon as I change it, the weight is not getting changed, but I have to make sure I refreshes the page every single time to store the data, right? That's why we were having this issue. Okay, so that was the reason we will be using stateful widget here instead of stateless widget. So I will convert this into a stateful widget, and as soon as I will convert into the stateful widget, I have to enter here as set state. Okay, we have the set state property now. The set state property will make sure weight equals to index. Okay, so index plus 1, and we will enter divide by 2. Okay, like that I'm gonna enter right now. Okay. Let's see why we are not getting our value changed here. Okay, so this weight I will define it as for all. Okay, so let me do one thing. Let me cut this weight from here and I'll paste it right above that. This default weight. Okay, and I'm going to restart the application. I have to actually end it and again restart because I have changed the widget, right? Stateful widget. I have converted into the stateful widget. That's why I have to rerun the application there. Okay, so terminal run. Okay, let's give it a second so that it can run. And by running, what will happen? We will be getting proper uh, data called into it. Okay, whatever the data is getting changed, right? As soon as we are scrolling here, we will be getting that. Okay. See, you can see that 1 kg, 2 kg, 3, 4, 5, as soon as we are moving above, right? 60, 70, 100, right? So we are getting our data changed as we are moving forward, right? That was the main reason why we were using this. Okay. Now let me make sure to do one more change. Okay. Let's give it an initial item selected inside this. So let me give them initial item will be initial. So where exactly we have this initial item inside the controller we'll be having, right? So I'm gonna create a controller here and the controller will be having fixed extend scroll controller, and inside that you have to specify the initial item. Okay, so initial item will be what? Weight selected weight into 2. I'm gonna create a logic that selected weight into the 2, and right after that dot round figure. I want it to be round figure, and after entering the round figure I want it to be separated by 1. Okay. So I hope that sounds like a bell here. Selected weight. Let's format it so that you can understand it much better. So what it says, context into two. No, I don't need context here. I need to add weight. So weight into two dot round like that. Let's see what it's gonna give. It's gonna be somewhere in the between here. Okay. Let me just restart it. So yeah, it's about 124 something, right? So now you can see that we are getting weight change properly and we are even able to select it. But we are not getting that sideways scroller, right? So what we will do, we will wrap this out with a widget, and the name of that widget is rotated box. Okay, so rotated box, and inside this rotated box we have the quarter turns. I'm gonna enter quarter turns, and this quarter turn will be -1. Okay, now yeah, you can see that we are getting this sideways scroller, right? But we don't want this text to be there over there. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna either create a loop. Inside this loop, I'm gonna make some changes. So first of all, let's change it to 500. And after this 500, what we are going to do, we are going to add a condition here that levels dot add. Okay. Now inside this add, what if I is even? Okay. So if I dot is even, then I need what? If it's true, then you add this long bar. Okay. Otherwise, you enter, okay, I, capital I. If it's a, that's it. Let's try. It's just an experiment. Let's try. So what I have done, I have entered it like this. See, if it's an if it's an even, then it's gonna give you the longer bar. If it's a small one, then you're going to get shorter bar. But you can see that still this text is also sideways. So what we are going to do, we are going to wrap this text again into the rotated box. So wrap with widget, and this widget name is rotated box, and then right inside this rotated box I'm going to add the quarter turns. So quarter turns to be 1, and now you can see that we are getting this lines like structure, right? But I have to make sure to remove these spaces. Yeah, now you can see that we are getting small big bars like that, right? And as soon as you will run it, you will be able to select some weightage here, right? So it works perfectly fine. Item extent is fine. To controller is also fine. Okay. So yeah, let's do one thing. Let's give the size to be little big here as well. Okay. So instead of writing 0.03, I'm gonna add 0.08. Okay. Yeah. Now it looks fine, right? Now you can see that you are able to control it, and also you are able to get this weird-ish thing. How many weight I have added? I have added about 250 kg, so you can add 248 or something like that in your graph. Okay. And instead of writing 5 here, I'm going to add 25. Okay. So the initial weightage will be what? Initial weight will be somewhere around 0.5 kgs. How is that possible? Let's give it 30 and let's restart. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, we'll check whether it's not getting the proper value, but now you can see that we are getting proper weights and everything, right? Yeah. So the weightage is 235.5 kgs and everything works good. So we have successfully created our weight page as well. Okay. Now let me just give a moment to add spacing from above. So after adding the spacing, now it looks much better. Okay. So I know that it does not look exactly like this, but yeah, it's much better. Yeah. Being a beginner, it looks so good. Now we will give them the proper routing. Okay, so inside this, I have already given some basic on back press. You have to go there, and on pressing the next button, we are going to write navigator.put push context to be redirected to where? Height page, right? So we need to enter right there. Okay. From the main, you can see that where is the height. Yeah. So we will be redirected to our height page and we should be good to go from age page, right? So inside this age page, instead of going to height, now we will be redirected to wait. Okay. So I hope that looks good. We will go from age to weight, then height, then goal, then to our very own activity level page. Okay. So yeah, this is how we will create our weight and everything. That looks good. Let me just push that code out and we will be starting to create our authentication part. Okay, sign up login page. Let's do one thing before creating this page, because we also have to create two pages. We will create our very basic forget and verification page, forget password and verification page. Why I'm gonna do it? Because see here, if you will check, the layout is exact the same. So if we manage to create this layout for this forget password, we will just copy paste and we will use that for verification. Okay, so that's not a very big issue. So let's do that. Until then, let me just push the code here. So source control, day 4, and in that we have created what? Wait page, and what page we have created? Activity level page. So activity level page. Okay. So we have created two pages in that. Let's comment it out and we will also push it. Okay. Push. That's it. Our code has been successfully pushed to GitHub. Now let's move forward to make changes inside this main.dart file. And right after here, I'm going to enter onboarding screen. Okay, so where we have the onboarding screen, so O capital boarding screen and restart. Okay, so we have our very own onboarding screen. Let's hit next, then how old are you, then wait, then our height, then goal, and right after this goal, we will also add this activity level. So where we have the goal page, let me go here, goal. Inside this, what we have navigator.pop context, and here we have activity level. Okay, so let's reload, and where we have this activity level page. So yeah, let's just add activity, reload, and yeah, now we are redirected to our activity page. Okay, so let me just close these out. And now we are going to be focusing on creating a forget password and verification page. Okay. So let me just create a common screen here. So for common screen, I'm gonna just create login sign up. Okay. So I'm gonna use login sign up, and right inside this login sign up, I'm gonna create our forget password and everything there. So let's do one thing. Let's open that, and right after that screens, we have forget password and verification. So let's start with this forget password screen. Okay. So I'm gonna create a new file that is for password dot. Okay. Cyclone box, big fan, sir. Thanks a lot, bro. It really means a lot. Okay. I hope जो भी पढ़ा रहा हूँ समझ आ रहा है, right? अगर कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा, if you're having any issues, if you're facing any errors, then do let me know. And if you're liking my videos, then do like, share, and share with your friends, right? Hmm. You know, it really means a lot when someone messages like that in the middle of this stream, right? Because we works a lot hard to create such videos for you guys. I have to firstly create my own set of code, then prepare it, and then make sure that it's bug free, and then only I am able to create sessions. And yeah, if someone messages, it's really worth that hard work, right? So yeah, let's start with our forget page. So inside that, I'll enter import package flutter material.dart. And inside that, we are going to use a stateless widget as of now, because we are obviously not creating the backend for now. Like just from the next session itself, we are going to work on the backend part. Why? Because now we have created the basic UIs for initial part, and later then we are going to be storing that. Okay. So yeah, let's do one thing. Let's forget password screen, and right inside this forget password screen, we are going to use firstly a safe area. This safe area will make sure that the upper screen and the lower screen is not getting used. Okay. So inside this safe area, the first thing that we are going to enter is, let's go here, and inside this, you have an i3 laptop, and I'm not able to open emulator. What do I do? Okay, so a very basic option which you can do is you can connect your phone through a USB. Okay. Uh, Let me show you an example. Like if you will connect your phone through a USB, you will be able to see it right here. Okay. Because I know that it's very difficult for some laptops to open an emulator because it's very GPU centric and CPU centric task. So the best option you can do is connect your phone. You can just take your phone, connect it with the USB to your laptop, and make sure to turn on USB debugging. And as soon as you will ensure the USB debugging is on, you will be able to see your app mobile here, and then you can run this application inside your mobile as well. Okay. Like if you will just give me a minute, I'll show you that how to do it. Let me show you. Okay. So what I can do here is I'll just show you a very basic thing that this is a keyword mobile here, and as soon as I'm gonna connect this mobile into my laptop, I should be able to see that there. Okay. Let's just hold on for a minute. USB debugging is connected. Yeah. You can see that now I'm getting this pixel right there. I can see my mobile right there present. And if I will be running that same code, if I'll click on that and if I'll run it, so my phone will be now running my code. Okay. So current device pixel. Currently I'm using Pixel 6 XL, this one. So you can use this way as well to run your code. Okay. I hope that might help. So yeah, let's firstly just complete our very own forget password page real quick. So what we are going to do, we are going to add a scaffold, and inside the scaffold, I'm going to add a background color. So background color will be very basic colors.black. Okay. And right after that, what we are going to do, we are going to use an app bar. So this app bar will be having only one single button. Okay. So I'm going to add app bar, and inside this app bar, we have very basic things. The first thing is leading. Leading defines what is the thing that it should be present here. So inside this leading, we are going to use icon button. So that icon button will be present there. Let me do one thing. Let me run this forgot password screen here. Okay. And let's restart. Cyclone works. Thank you, sir. You're most welcome, buddy. Most welcome, buddy. Okay. So, let's see that, yeah, you are able to now see this icon present there, right? Inside this app bar, we are getting this, right? Now, what you can do, you can add here as resize to avoid bottom inset to be false. Why we are using this? Later I'll tell you. Let's remove this now. Okay. Let me go forward, and inside that we have the app icon done and background color added. Okay. Now inside this icon, we have to give the color. So color will be what? Colors dot white. And yeah, now you can see a back button right there. Okay. So the back button has been inserted. And right after this back button, what we are going to do, we are going to add, uh, one more thing here. We are going to add a body. So body will be storing a container. This container will be taking all the width and the height of the screen. Okay. So let me add variables size dot media query dot of context something. Then the container will be having width. Width will take all. So size dot width, that means take all the width present in the screen, and height dot height also size dot height. That means take all the height present in the screen. Okay. So we have created this container, and now inside this child, I'm gonna create a column. I hope till now everybody might will be understanding that what exactly we are using, how to use, why we use this and everything, because it's quite common. Like if you want the data should be there from top to bottom, use column. If you want the data from left to right, use a row. That's it. Okay. So very basic things if you will be understanding it. Okay. Now let's do one thing. Let's add some things to it. Now we have created a container. So obviously we need to make sure that we firstly add a text. So inside this, let's add the text here. So we will be adding text like what? Forget password. Okay. And yeah, size and everything will be like that. Let's enter forget password and we'll start it to see that whether it's working or not. So colors dot transparent. Oh, why we are basically not getting this just because of this. Yeah. So now you can see that we are getting our forget password visible, right? But what we need to make sure that it's capital. That's why I'm gonna write dot to uppercase. And as soon as we will write uppercase, now it has changed to uppercase. Okay. And inside this, we also have the font size 30, but it's static. It's not responsive. So I'm gonna add size dot width or size dot width dot something, 0.07. That from the available width, adjust the size to be 0.07% of that. Okay. So yeah, that is the proper font size that we have given here. Okay. The size looks good, fine, and everything. Now, what we will do, we will add text has been done. Now we will be adding some height to it. And right after this height, I'm gonna write the subtext, which was present here, right? Enter your details, what it says. Enter your information below or log into with other account. Okay. So we will copy this out. So we'll enter it here. So let's hit another text. And yeah, we will be using that. So enter your email address and we will send you a link to reset your password. Okay. Yeah. But it does not look that good, right? Because we are taking all the width. So let's add some paddings to it. So we'll add basic padding, top, left, right. See, the padding which I am using is same for every single file. That's why we use is when we are creating an application using a static or similar code is always better. Like here, if you will see the top is same for every single file. Okay, if you will check that, yeah, now it looks like that. Let's give it 0.04 to make sure it looks that good. But yeah, let's keep it that way. Okay, so it looks exactly the same for all, right? And also after this text, I'm gonna give alignment dot center. So text align will be dot center. Okay, so now it looks okay. Yeah, it looks good, but we can even enter to the left. Reload. Yeah, now it looks like this, and this text can be also started in the left. So text align dot left. Okay. Yeah. So this text will be also move forward to this left part. It's currently not going. I don't know why, but if we will restart, it will be fine. Okay. So we are getting this you uh, link, enter your information below or enter your email address and or let's enter why we are using below or backslash n. We'll give a backslash n and we will write login with another account. Because login with another account. Okay, that's it. Now it looks good. Now it looks much better. Okay, so we have given it width and height somewhat proper from left and right. Yeah, everything looks fine. Okay, so yeah, we have given forget password and everything. Now it looks much better. And what we are going to do now inside the forget password, we have this email text input text field. So we'll enter that. Let's give it spacing and we'll give some height here. And right after this height, we will be entering the text field that we need. Okay, so I'm gonna enter text form field. Okay, now this text form field will be storing some of the inputs, like that is decoration. So inside that we have input decoration, and that input decoration has what able to give you hint text. Okay, so we have hint text. That hint text will be what email. Okay, so after that what we have the hint styling. So inside that you can give styling of your own, like colors dot white or colors dot something like that. I'm gonna give it colors dot gray, and right after this I'm gonna give dot shade 800. Okay, that's it. Colors dot gray dot shade 800, like that I'm gonna give. And let's check that whether we are able to get it. Yeah, now you can see that we are getting this, but it also is not taking that padding that we have given it. Okay, so let's make sure that this padding is properly used. So for text form field, currently what we are going to do, we are going to wrap up with padding and edge insets dot all 10 pixels from everywhere. Okay, now it looks much better. Now what we have the email, and right inside this email I'm gonna give text form field focused. So input decoration, and let's give it textile. After this textile we have going to give enabled border. So we will give some enabled border, underline or outline input border. Okay, yeah, so this is also the way you can enter. Okay, I'm gonna use outline input border, then border radius, then border side. Okay, so color, everything. And similarly, there is one more thing left to add, that is focus border. So focus border will be outline input border, and yeah, now it looks much better. Let's change it. Focus border, I'm not liking it. So focus border will be what? Underline input border. Okay. And it will be having some border side, that is colors dot white. So that's it. Colors dot white. We are just basically entering see, like if you will restart it, you will be able to see a container. When you will start to write, you will be get a white line. Okay, that's it we are using. That's it. And yeah, so input has been entered, and right after this padding we are going to give a spacer. Okay, why spacer? Because I want that take rest of the space available, and then we just need text. Okay, so the text which is shown right here, that try another way. Okay, so I'm gonna enter a text here. Let's enter a text. Inside this we will enter container. So this container will be having some basic decoration here, and right inside this container I'm gonna give the width same, height same. Okay, so width take what, double dot infinity, and alignment will be in the center. Okay, and right after this text we are going to give text button. So child text button. Okay, so text button, let's give it a text button, and right inside this we are going to give child. What this child will be storing a text. Okay, so give it a text. Text will take what, try another way. This will try another way. Like that, I'm gonna enter it. And right after that, we are going to get very basic styling. So yeah. And let me just format it. And right after that, it takes on pressed. So currently I have not entered anything on pressing. So yeah. Now you can see try again, but I need to be colors dot primary color. So primary color here. Okay. Let's hit reload. And yeah, now you can see that we have given a primary color here. And right after this primary color, I'm gonna enter a container. And yeah, so let me format it. Right after this container, what I'm gonna add a sized box. And the size box will be having height, certain height that I'm gonna give it. Okay. And after the certain height, we will be having a very basic elevated button, which I hope everybody knows how to create. Okay. So let's create a container. Inside this container, we will enter width and height, whatever you want, but I'm not going to enter it. I'm going to enter just alignment. So alignment will be in the center. That's it. And right after this alignment, I'm going to give a child, and that child will be what? Elevated button. So elevated button. This will be having our text. So elevated button, I'll call. And right inside this, I'm going to give some styling. Currently on pressed will be nothing. So on pressed is empty. And I'm gonna give what text, and let's start what we are getting here. So yeah. Now you can see that we are getting a very basic button, but we want the button should be looking like this. So let's make some changes here. We are going to style it. So I'm gonna enter style. So elevated button dot style from, okay. And inside that we will enter the primary color. Okay, so color will be background color will be our primary color, and we have given certain paddings and shape size some. Okay. Yeah, so now you can see that it looks like this. So we have given the padding and everything. And let me just change the text color to colors dot black. Okay, so black, reload, and yeah, now you can see that it looks much better now. Okay, circular it is, so we'll give it more circular, and yeah, now you can see that button looks exactly it is like we have it right here. Okay, forgot password, and right after this forgot password, we have a question mark, right? So we'll give it a question mark. That's it. So our code is also looking good and complete, right? Now, what I will do is I will give you guys a homework, a very basic task that you can complete. Just make sure to create this verification page. Okay. Same code as it, you have to just copy paste, change the variable names and everything. Okay. Now, but what happens if you will try to input a key here, or if you will use a keyword here? Okay, let's use Google keyword. Okay, so yeah, now you can see that we are getting a proper input like this. But if we would have used anything else, or if you would have entered the text which I was saying right inside this keyword, which let me show you. Yeah, the keyword which I was telling you guys in the beginning, right? That the thing which we were supposed to add resize to avoid bottom inset. That one, resize to avoid bottom inset. False. If you would have entered this, the text would have been gone, right? See, now if we would have not entered, let's just remove it. And now you will be able to enter your data like here, anything like that. Okay. Let's just change the input color as well. So we'll go to the text. Print style is fine. Let's give it 700. But input color also, I'll have to make sure that I have this proper input color. Okay, so inside this, let's change the input color as well. Where we have color, so color is proper. we have a property here in which we call it as an input color, fill color. Yeah, you can use fill color here or anything like that. So to enter, we'll make sure to change that as well. Okay, don't worry. So yeah, our code looks fine and it looks much better now. So the task which I allot you guys is to create a verification page by yourself and make sure to choose the keyboard type to be text or anything because currently it's here. If you will go and if you will enter a keyboard appearance, okay, brightness or dark or anything like that, or you can even write keyboard type to be type dot email address. You can enter email address. Okay. So now if you will type also, you won't be able to enter uh, the basic errors. You will be only able to write text and all. Okay. So I have created a basic code. You have to make sure to create this verification page on your own. Okay. Now let's just comment it out to day 4, forget password, page, comma, routes. Okay. So I'll just comment it out and the code has been pushed also. So now our code is available here and yeah, now you can see that the code is properly available. Okay, so you can get the code from my GitHub. If you have understood each and everything, then do like, share, and subscribe to the channel so that you won't miss an upcoming video. If you're liking this project, then share it among your friends who also wants to create such an amazing applications and projects using Flutter. Okay, so this was pretty much it for this video. I will catch you in the next one. Till then, see you, have a great day, and bye bye.